What the first night on The Bachelor and Bachelorette is really like, according to 10 former contestants. Imagine you've spent weeks preparing for a big opportunity away from home. You've bought new clothes, put a hold on your mail, arranged for someone to take care of your cat. You spent days alone in a hotel room planning exactly what you're going to say and do when you get your big shot. And then, in a matter of hours, it's all over. That's the reality for Bachelor Nation stars who get eliminated on the first night. But even if you're in the lucky set who gets to continue on for another week, that first night of a Bachelor or Bachelorette season is beyond draining, according to 10 former contestants who spoke with Bustle. Fans watching the premiere episode may get glimpses of what makes that first night so stressful. Contestants are getting used to being filmed, they were nervous, the atmosphere is hectic and intimidating, and they might have downed an extra cocktail or two. But what actually happens on night one is worse than what you see on TV and goes on for so much longer than the 2-hour episode would have you believe. And, when you factor in all the prep time filling out an application, doing multiple interviews, signing contracts, packing, flying to LA, and more, contestants have already dedicated so much time to the show before they even step out of the limo that it's understandable that being immediately sent home would elicit tears of frustration. Here's what it's really like on night one. Kayla Quinn, from Ben Higgins' Bachelor season, felt so out of place walking out of a limo that she compares herself to an astronaut. The limo ride up to the Bachelor mansion might have been the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life, she says. Walking out of the limo is like trying to walk on the moon for the first time. You don't know what to expect and are secretly holding your breath. It isn't just scary for the ladies, though. Ben Zorn, from Caitlin Bristow's Bachelorette season, agrees that night one can be brutal. After getting out of a limo and blanking on everything he had planned to do, Zorn says he was sure he would be a night one casualty. You look around and you see a ton of good-looking, well-dressed guys and you start to think, she's definitely not picking me. I distinctly remember walking in the door after saying hi to double Bachelorettes Bristow and Britt Nielsen and telling the producer, "Well, I bombed it, I'm going home." He actually lasted until the final 9 contestants. Evan Bass, from JoJo Fletcher's Bachelorette season, calls the fifth night disorienting, exhausting, and enlightening, because he learned a lot about how he handles stress in a short amount of time. But, he cautions, no matter what anyone tells you, you can never prepare for the first night. There's no good advice for getting through it. Even the most self-assured contestants struggled with the beginning of the show. Daniel Maguire, also from Fletcher's season, is pretty confident on the show and in real life, but even he balked at the first night. It's still kind of nerve-wracking, he admits. I remember the guys in the limousine were just so nervous, almost to the point of puking. Well, that's one way to make an entrance. Of course, once you make it out of the limo and into the house comes the near impossible task of trying to impress the bachelor or bachelorette so they remember you enough to let you stay. Unfortunately, Jamie King was super excited to be on Nick Viall's Bachelor season and everything started out great. Until it went sour. It was like a dream, or a nightmare, she says. It started out amazing, magical, like Disneyland, and then time passed at an alarming rate and I didn't get to speak to Nick at all. The Bachelor has to do interviews throughout the night that cut into your time you have to go and grab him. Several contestants voiced similar frustrations. One thing Fez don't understand is how little time you get with the lead, Quinn says. It can be as short as 30 seconds or as long as 3 minutes. Basically until a producer nudges another girl to cut off your time. This is why the girls are normally so nervous and are panicking to talk to him. You might miss your chance. It seems that 30 seconds is not an understatement of time. Olivia Garidi, also of Higgins' season, recalls being so nervous. to get time with Ben. She says, "It was a massive rush to find those 30 seconds to talk to him." It does open one's eyes to why contestants get so angry when someone speaks to the lead more than once in a single night. With so many people and so little time, going back for seconds could be considered bad form. Even though contestants' time with the lead is comically short, the night is excruciatingly long. Fans see a 2-hour version of what is very often a 10-12-hour night. It's awful and never-ending, often going until sunrise even though the evening starts at like 7 p.m., Kapa James, from Bristow's season, says. "My hat goes off to the thousands of women who have stood in heels for as long as that damn ceremony is." He claims that the rose ceremony is far from a continuous shot, with portions being filmed over and over and over with no food, breaks, chatting for contestants. Quinn adds, "You basically do everything in your power not to fall over from exhaustion." And, Wells Adams, from Fletcher's Bachelorette season, says filming went on so long that he jokes he got drunk, sobered up, and got drunk over and over and over and over again. Now, imagine all that times 2. That was the reality for Zorn, who starred on the season with 2 bachelorettes. At the end of the premiere, the men chose which Bachelorette Nielsen or Bristow would stay on for filming. Bristow ultimately won out. "Because we had 2 bachelorettes, filming took 2 days," he says. "We shot all the intros night 1 and then shot all the conversations the next night. All our suits had to get dry cleaned and we all had to pretend like it was the same night." He recalls both nights ending at 6 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. respectively. Filming doesn't begin until it's dark out, likely for dramatic effect, and it continues all night, which is why eliminated contestants are very often seen leaving the mansion when it's already daylight out. "I was positive I wouldn't last the night," Evan Bass, from Fletcher's season, says. "But the elation of hearing my name called as the sun was rising and the birds were chirping is one of the most incredible feelings I've ever felt. That's if you make it, though." And, before that happens, there's a whole night ahead of you. One way to pass the excruciatingly long filming time and calm the nerves? Alcohol. McGuire makes it clear that producers never pressure contestants to drink, but it is there in unlimited quantities, so many contestants choose to imbibe a lot. "We had a couple drinks in the limousine," he says. "We start drinking around 7 or 8 p.m. and then there's nothing to do except hang out with these 25 guys until they start doing the rose ceremony, maybe around 3 or 4 a.m. He continues, "There's nothing else to do, you get bored out of your mind, you're not gonna go to sleep, so the only thing to do is drink."